advantage because there is no advantage because contest is already finished. This is the first, and the second.
No, advantage is that you should not hold the AMA session because you are participant.
Ah, well,
yeah, yes, it's important. you will shut up other members, other persons who will have their own opinion. So you will have advantage.
No advantages here. We are all open to discuss anything.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, Michael, hello.
Yep, hi.
Yeah, seems that we are here now, and should we start? So let me just start with some preface and then pass the word to our developer who was actually implementing the solution. So the main goal for this call, like to publicly discuss the only submission to the ZKP contest, and the unofficial, I would say, goal is to help us and the other participants to participate in stage 2 contest, because as we know, the contest is moving to other subgovernance, and we have no problems with that. But some clarifications needed to continue the implementation. So originally the goal for the contest was to implement the production ready solution for voting. However, this production readiness is not clarified sufficiently in contest requirements, but there are requirements which were partially fulfilled by our team. We don't think actually that this solution is fully production ready and perfect, but at least it fulfills the MVP, I would say, requirements, and it works. So we have also a short table with where we wrote down all the requirements for contest and wrote our comments on their readiness inside our solution. So let me just pass you a link to this table. I will put it in chat just to for clarity. So here it is. And yeah, Mr. Robot, please shoot. You may share your screen and show how it works and how did you implement that?
Some minutes, please.
Sorry guys, I'm new here. Is it correct that contest about anonymous voting?
Yep.
Yes.
I got a question. I wonder if I could get, I don't know, maybe some comment access to the table you just shared, or just some way to, I don't know, to put reasons why not.
To provide feedback.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've shared for comments.
Thanks.
Misha, does it work for you?
Yep, thanks.
So are we ready to start the demo?
I guess we are. Why not?
Yeah, I'm actually asking Mr.
I
Robert.
can't share a screen.
Yeah, Toli, can you please provide the rights to screen sharing?
To another account, Mr. Robot, without dot.
Could you start from deploying your solution to DevNet?
Alex, I think you kind of a little misunderstand. On DevNet, we don't support the functionality, so that this solution requires separate network for testing, and this network is FLD network, and of course, all smart contracts are here.
Yeah, I am talking about FLD network.
Nice catch, anyway. So are you able to screen share?
No, I can't. I can't did it with. I joined in another account on my computer, and I can't share screen for host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay. Try again, please. You are now the host.
Well, it's work. Finally. Here, where
Record, please, on your computer.
It's recording.
Yeah, it's on recording now. It will be in your cloud.
Okay, nice.
In what cloud I join without any account? Okay, well, here the actually things that requirements that we need to do. All of them was can be done without one thing. It's working normally with Crocodile and did it with normal. Problem was with ZKP SDK. I write a simple function which very simple, but for more security, I need knew how to insert in this Crocodile SHA-256 because now it's not full, it's not security, and it couldn't be say that it's secure with EDCA. Second problem that I met, it's how to send the big numbers. I can send the number more than 64 because it was overflow and sent errors there. And it's two problem of SDK because no other problems. Here contract how it's work. Well,
let's make this whole demonstration a little bit different, right? Well, let's start not with I don't know, not with talking about like problems you were not able to solve or like whatever, right? Let's start with demonstrating how it works. I mean, like just step by step, right, with explanations. And then we will iterate over formal requirements. We will like try to figure out if it fits or not, which points are, well, which points your solution complies to and which points it doesn't. So yeah, that'd be like easier to get into because we can argue about tooling like for forever. And well, all I can say is tooling doesn't matter in here. Folks use that perfectly well, and folks like it's just tooling is just tooling, right? It works for everyone. Like in just let's start with the protocol itself.
Okay, we did two type of interface. It's interface in web with Node.js.
Артур, подошел?
Another.
Grigory, can you please mute Grigory?
А вы подсоединились проводом? А в какой порт воткнули?
Блин, замьють его, пожалуйста.
And here, one of demonstrate. Here we create private key too small because it's a problem with SDK. Then we create a new vote. We did it in Fludilka, and it's working Fludilka because Neil Foundation do some change in TVM, and for working with it need to change nodes. Here we can create, for example, here time, how many voters, where we can write answer that we need to send in blockchain. For example, first variant and second variant. how many votes it's
All right, let's all right. Let me ask questions right away because it's kind of hard to figure out what you do. The key you have generated, what is that for?
It's for signing message in not simple message, ZKP message. We prove that we have this value and for blockchain that we have and write answer in blockchain.
What value do you prove? I mean, that's your that's your private key, right? So what do you do with it? Like describe the protocol flow. How does the protocol flow looks like?
We hash this private in my imagination, no, in my idea, and we prove that we have this private. We send this to blockchain, save it, and we will check it that we have this value.
No, doesn't it look like something you have made back then for like use case contest? Isn't it similar?
Similar with what I do?
With the main.hpp.
Very bad.
I was busy figuring out where is the circuit because we couldn't find it in the code.
Yeah, it's that's by the way one more thing. There is no circuit. There is just a lot of copied code from one of submissions to the contest, to the use case contest, and that's it.
It's not simple copy because I try to change it a lot of times, but it's not.
All right, let's get back to the protocol flow. So you get the private key, you hash it, you put it on like some public cluster, and so then you prove that you have like a preimage of this hash, and that's kind
proof with that I have messed with this and send votes. Send bytes of vote with it.
Proof. It's like how do you prove it? You publish the original private key, right? I mean, that's the only way to prove you have the preimage, to show the preimage.
I prove that I have this private key, and with this key I send a vote.
No. How do you prove that you have it? I mean, you just publish it, right?
With ZKP.
All right, let's get to it. Where is the circuit which defines this? Where is it located?
This is.
Could you please show that? It's this circuit doesn't define any hashing. It doesn't define.
I don't understand how hash it because I don't find working. I don't find any how to hash it. I try to hash it something, but it doesn't work.
So all right, so then hashing doesn't work in here.
Yeah, and I write simple function which using for.
But what you're showing here is not well. I've seen that function is where you like it's like you show that you show it when you multiply the number several times. Like it's that's kind of what you're doing there, and the circuit which you show doesn't do that. It's just an example which we have provided to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are no documentation, no examples. No examples. It's another story. But it's know how to work with it, how to how to work with it, how to hash it. And but I found all your code and I don't found how to hash it. I see your example that you sent with compiling to SJ, but it doesn't have.
We're not talking about tooling right now because we've had like several use case contests and all the participants used that perfectly well. It's not about tooling right now. We're trying to figure out the protocol flow and the submission itself. So, all right, let's imagine you hash that value, you put it on the public cluster. You then to prove that then what? Then what happens?
When we create contract that include hash privates, and then when we want to vote, we try we prove with this circuit that we have this private, and we vote and send it to blockchain. Vote encrypts with Versa 512.
All right. So it's like, how does the private key hash proves that you have a private key to the public key value which you have hashed and published like before? I mean, how is that connected to each other?
Oh, here to variable. First X it's private, out it's a vote, and with its hashing.
No. This is not where I'm asking. I'm not asking about the particular implementation details right now. I'm trying to figure out the protocol flow. I mean, some description on how the protocol like works. I haven't found that, so I'm trying to figure out right now to see if the design itself is suitable, and then we will get to the implementation part, right? So I'm trying to figure out it right now, please. All right, you have published the public key, and then you have published the you've published the what? You've published the hash of a private key to prove that you have a private key corresponding to that public key, to that public identifier, right?
Yes.
How is the hash of a private key connected to the public key? How can it be connected? I mean, at all? I mean, in principle. I mean, like, theoretically.
Hashing and private, or hashing of private and private connecting that we can get hash private from private.
So wait a minute. You have published it's like what you have published. You've published the private key.
No, I publish hash private.
Yeah. All right. And then all right, you've published the private key. What for?
For checking that all voters will be voters who will vote two times, so that somebody vote without permission of it.
You use wait a minute. You use it as a public identifier of a voter, right?
Yes.
All right. So what happened next? What happens next?
And next, we create this hash. We send it. We vote. We encrypt vote with some RCK that we send there. Not there. We send RSA open key for encrypting votes, for not read it before ending of contest, and then ending of contest, creator of this vote can send votes to decrypted. We check that this private is true.
So you literally provide the voting organizer with the public identifier of a voter, which is being used to encrypt and decrypt the vote itself, right?
Yes. As I understand you.
Yeah, I mean that contradicts. That kind of contradicts several requirements. First of all, this doesn't maintain the anonymity of a voter because the one who issued the public identifier to the voter, or the one who received the public identifier of the voter, like the organizer one, right? He also knows the identity of a voter, and since he also knows the public identifier of a voter, so it's not anonymous.
It's not saving in blockchain that voter sent this vote. It sent only that it's voted, not it's how in simple votings in real life, when some people checking that you have or don't voted before, and change your status that you voted already and send it.
Yeah. Well, that's the second point. That's the second point you told it yourself. The problem here is that the list of those who voted is it doesn't seem to be hidden anyhow. I mean, it's not hidden, so it's kind of, you can see whom has voted already and whom has not. So this removes the anonymity completely. It seems it's if I understand the protocol flow correctly. So I guess this is one more problem with the protocol design. Okay, I got a question, guys. Instead of trying to doing this, I mean, right now, like figure out the whole protocol flow, wouldn't I guess like the first thing which has to be done is to prepare the protocol flow description. I mean, like detailed description, who does what. I mean, just in plain English, so we can like read and understand the protocol flow. Because right now we're figuring it out, and well, it can take some time, and like just this, and this is also, by the way, like the requirement of the contest. So we could have so we could know the protocol design. Yeah.
Protocol design of wasn't in requirements of contest.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Let me check. If it wasn't, then it's our fault. It should have been there. Boom. Let me check. Let me check. We've had this.
Actually, that's an unofficial reason why I initiated this call, because we expect some hints on what protocol we should follow with, because yeah, The requirements neither state that some protocol should be used, neither ask developers to create one.
Well, there is так, сейчас, wait a minute. No, there is like a requirement which like states the solution should contain at least a draft of the architecture description, which is implied to contain like following parts. So it's like we need to have like architecture description of a solution at least.
Architecture description of what? Of that they did?
Of
or what you imagine with DevEx?
The architecture description of what you did, obviously, it's like of your design.
It wasn't right that it's need to be a description of what we
There is an explicit point of that. The solution should contain at least draft of the architecture description, which is
I open it in screen, and please can you
stop. Yep, this point. The solution should contain. Yep, that's the one.
Okay, but it's evaluation criteria. It's not requirements. Okay, we will do it. Okay, we will do it.
It's like the more you tell about our faults right now, the harder it will be to get into the second stage. I mean, literally, because right now it's going to require me to move this to the requirement. Let's move this to the requirement. Let's make it a requirement. It should be the requirement, actually. It's just, yes, we haven't done that back then.
Okay.
Yeah,
We will do it.
So we need first a description, because we can start because we can like figure out the protocol flow, I don't know, for several hours right now, and then we'll come to the implementation, and there will be a lot of like implementation questions. I mean, a shitload actually of implementation questions, and I mean, it's gonna take forever. So
working with your SDK wasn't possible. I think this contest was created only for you, because this code can't be understandable with anyone.
We got 10 folks who did it.
Temples. It's very nice.
All the participants of use case contest. I mean, it's not about tooling right now. It's about we're discussing submission right now.
It wasn't very any normal documentation. It wasn't very normal examples of which for all, not for all, but for most common things that could be did with your with ZKP.
Sorry, Mike, can I interrupt you?
Yep.
The blueprint submodel, which is used for circuit design, is just you can just add new components to it, and there is pretty clear usage markdown for everyone, and it was wide used by participants of both 16 usage contest. So
two of them actually. Two of them.
Yeah, but so what's the point? You haven't found the usage markdown or what? Just read it through and add what components you need. Obviously, the blueprint model doesn't contain all the circuits you could ever need. So yeah, obviously you should add your particular components by yourself.
Another questions that I had, that you with your team make change in Node, and you did special implementation of working with TVM verify, and you didn't write how it create, how to work with serialization that you did.
Sorry, can you please explain or provide some provide some explanation? I really don't understand what you're talking about. Because obviously we did patched we patched the node, because it was
needable, but you change TVM, but you change it and don't describe how it's this work, how serialize this proof. For example, I need to
just wait a sec. I will send you the markdown for that also.
I mean, it's somewhere in the contest repo or something like that.
It's just
it's
markdown.
in there. It was always there.
It was like it was written not only by us but also by the participants, thanks to them, because the original markdown we wrote was not so wasn't so clear, but it was extended by the participants of the Growth 16 usage contest, and I think it's it's pretty clear right now. And if you have any question, you could just
okay, how serialize this? I can not only in your
there is examples in the bin directory, I think, which is working with the
use it for it. I read this. So how serialize this for Growth 16 in tone, not only through your SDK.
You can just follow the implementation of serialization and just implement it by yourself if you want. If you want your custom serialization, you can do it, but actually
it's close it close solution of ZKP for TVM. It's you don't write any documentation for it.
Because you can just follow the example. It's not like obviously we just provided the example for CPP implementation because it's the core implementation for us. So if you want to extend it for some, I don't know, I actually don't understand what is the reason for implemented by yourself. What is the reason for?
Because I try to first use Python, another ZKP library for it because I worked with it previously, and there was the documentation for it, and you haven't, and try with it, but
sorry, but why don't you just build bindings for CPython? It's like the
actually yes, but the contest of it wasn't in doing it, and I say only what I have problem with.
I mean, obviously we don't provide solutions for every for each language you could choose. So obviously, if you choose some doesn't
I know that you
the language obviously should do it by
guys,
itself. Yeah.
Guys. You started you started arguing with each other when we are here to discuss the submission.
Yeah.
Does anyone have like more questions about the submission? In my opinion, the submission has to be, well, it has to be adjusted. You're welcome to take a part in the second stage of this contest and like migrated contest, right? Yeah. I mean, just adjust it, make at least a description of a protocol flow. Then we will like talk about tooling, and well, I actually like don't understand why would one need to get into third-party tooling to redo the whole thing, which was done like, I don't know, in several months, but all right, it doesn't matter right now. Right now it's about submission, and the submission is, unfortunately, it proved itself not to be ready, not to be like production ready submission. Unfortunately, well, I really hope to see something. I mean, I really hope to see something, but all right. And you're welcome to the second stage, guys.
It's nice strategy for stealing money with it.
Sorry?
You did this all only for you, and this code, these all things can be understandable by only you. And I think that you want with this contest and did it with only for you, not for community.
I'm not sure this is relevant to the discussion. I'm not sure what you're talking is relevant to the discussion. We're not here to blame each other. All right. So, any more questions about the submission, guys? Does it?
Guys, I'm not with question. I will stop my side. A difficult technical. We have, for example, similar situation in the fight of governance. For example, bridges work on one team Broxos and the Fear bridge, and another team and the Polka any our submission.
Сереж, очень плохо слышно тебя почему-то.
Hello?
Yeah, just your connection is probably not the perfect one.
So sorry, I'm from my island and maybe some trouble with internet.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so and the complex technical solution with poor documentation, it's not because we don't want to share knowledge how to use it. Not under documentation. And we have a similar problem not only in Freetone and in another blockchain, and it's one of the biggest problems in IT industry. And so about proposal, I want to communicate separately with you, and I think the great solution may be split contest for cryptography and for business process separately. We're thinking about it, and I think it will be better for ecosystem, because if ecosystem will get already solution and all subgovernance, alliance, and etc., any DAO process will able to use it, it will be better. That spend time in different negotiation about contests and different design. As a better solution is split. It's my proposal.
Well, I guess, yeah, well, I kind of agree with that, but well, let's see, what we have, the current situation, like it's exactly how it is. I mean, that's the technical solution stage, and the business part is already like handled by Tom Labs folks. I mean, they volunteered.
But you know that it will be soon.
Oh, well,
maybe better.
okay. But well, all right. I was actually hoping to see like Pasha today, so he could like vouch for their business part of this. As far as I understand, Zhenya Morozov is responsible for pushing this through. I mean, regarding the business part of this thing. So yeah, it's kind of up to Tom Labs. And this part is about the technical implementation. Yes, I mean it's already like this.
Tom Labs, when they create or in the DevEx create their contest, they write already that documentation for products that could be used for using Tom Labs and EverScale. But these contests have a documentation of products that need to work.
It's
I think
what
that
do you mean?
contest should that it need to change your political, but there are no documentation at all.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? You're talking about like what are you talking? You're talking about like contest description or what? I mean particulars.
That your foundation.
Yep.
No, that's very strange. But only you can did this.
Nope. There was a good attempt. There was a good attempt during the proof verification use case from Noam. I mean, it was a nice attempt. I mean, it worked and it was pretty much secure. So it's kind of
I see submission of Noam.
Yep.
But it's not so useful too.
Well. What
okay, guys. Actually, yeah, I think it's not relevant.
Yeah.
We had discussion before this contest started. Ivan is one of the initial member of DevEx. So this contest description was publicly available for several days, I think a week. So everybody could take part in discussion, and even before the end of the contest, you had a chance to make some proposals, to make some changes in the description. So we are always available for such changes, for such discussions. So you should not wait till the end of the contest and then accuse somebody in something. So you had no to wait. So as soon as you get something and you are not happy with it, just make proposal and let's solve it. Actually, can I ask you a couple of stupid questions from a stupid person, just to clarify some stupid things, please?
Okay.
Okay. What kind of encryption do you use? Because I checked your demonstration.
We use RSA, and I don't think it's growth. It's
I'm asking that secret case, you 3-digit for secret case and 9-digit for public.
It's a function. It's simple function of math. It's not encryption. No, it's encryption, but it didn't checked by anyone. It's simple function that couldn't be simple reversed, and that's all.
So this, so I was.
Yeah, this is sort of a placeholder for transformation, SH8 2056 transformation.
So it wasn't real encryption, because I was surprised that you were asking 3 digits. You are giving actually 3 digits for secret key and 9 digits for public key. It's like
it's just a placeholder because Mr. Robot did not came up with full size sort of.
Yes.
So what is the encryption? Is this, or it is not encryption? What is this?
It's function. It's mass
It is
function.
a sort of placeholder. So the encryption should be put here.
So you just randomly give some numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And also I noticed that you are sending PK file to all participants. Could you clarify what is this and why do I need to send this PK file to each voter?
PK, it's when theory of ZKP that you create. So you insert function, you calculate, insert random things and nothing else, and you receive a case with which you can make proof or verify that's proof, and it's why you need to send this PK to all jurors.
So it's some common part prepared for ZKP encryption, like some preparation stage.
Yes, it is.
And also I noticed that somebody should push the button to finish the pool. So I have a question. Is it possible to make a pool to be finished automatically, for example, by any deadline, for example?
No, because if we need to send the blockchain, there's a private key to decrypt all votes, and we can't simply store it in blockchain because anyone could get it.
So does it mean that anyway we should have somebody who will be trusted by all sides,
no,
like
because
some pool organizer?
No, because if he change it will be fine, and votes couldn't be decrypted, and that's why it's and if it will evil, and we need only to change it. It's not it need to be trust, but easily to change, and nothing will bad if he will evil.
But in this sense, I do not understand. If we have some person like pool organizer who will keep some private keys which are not available to anybody else,
nobody can find votes, and I think it's not illegal votes, and we need to restart it.
But what if this organizer will share this keys with somebody from the voting pool?
Nothing, but he can. They can decrypt answers before ending vote.
So what did you say? We cannot, or we can?
We cannot. No, we can decrypt if we get this private key. If somebody sent it to somebody, he can decrypt all answers in it before ending of contest. And
so
it's,
this is what my question is about. For example, I am a contest organizer. I am creating a pool. I keep this case, and somebody, for example, Ivan, is taking part in voting, and he wants to know how other voters did vote. So he pay me some huge money, and I will send him my private keys. So he will be able to decrypt all votes before they contest and vote accordingly.
I understand you, but it's not right, because if we can decrypt it before, it doesn't mean that he can make understand that who vote for something, because it didn't store in blockchain that you push this vote.
Sorry, could you repeat, please? What is the reason why he can't go this way?
Because he can decrypt it before ending the votes that sent by voters, but he can't understand who was sent this vote. He can only decide who will win.
So he will receive marks, but the marks will be anonymously for him.
Yes.
So, but anyway, he will know the marks. So he will receive some information.
Yes.
Which should be hidden till the end of the voting.
Yes, but I don't.
So it's a possible attack.
It's possible attack, but it's like attack when it's there are no any other way to store in blockchain some data, encrypted data, and decrypt it with some private key in blockchain, because any byte of information could be get from contract, and if we simple public it only when after we will public votes only after ending of voting, it will work if somebody well, actually, yes, but no.
Okay, I partially understand you. So because of this, I'm waiting for the solution from Nil Foundation. Maybe they will use some ZKP magic and to avoid such kind of
I
attacks.
don't think that exists this way, this cryptography that could did it.
Okay, and last question, could you clarify what is inside helper contract? What is it for, please?
Inside helper, it's a special when I don't know how to before this function TVM hash was done only after when I write this contract. It's contract only for getting this hash. It's nothing. It's only for getters in. It's only for preparing for contract. Now, as I know, exists in SDK special method that can return hash of it. But before, we need to implement this such helper.
And why? What is the reason to put it in a separate contract?
Because private, this too big to be a share to be on. It's more than 32 bytes, and this is why I need the VM hash because a share can only check first 32 bytes.
I mean, is it possible to put it like a method in the same contract, or do you have any particular reason?
Now in TuneSDK, this method, it's
yeah, now you could do this offline, but before?
Yeah, it's doing offline too, but it's only method how to do. It's running in somewhere. It's running only local. It's not deploying.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Now here you can see it's no, it's deploying. Okay, but it could run offline and run there. Any other questions? Okay, I think that's all that we can say to you.
Well, yeah, we still need like a protocol full description, guys, because it was hard to figure out what's going on at all. But all right, I mean, I don't have like any particular questions anymore. I mean, it's all clear to me, folks. Yeah, all right.
Michael, can you please also? Oh, sorry, Sergey.
That's fine. I will negotiate personally with someone, and I think I will propose a good solution for. And this solution will have impact for whole ecosystem, because working in contest and have a different conflicts and strike with contests, it's have no any value for us.
Yeah, okay. So let's continue personally. And also, I would also like to ask Michael, could you please provide the name or some maybe document about the protocol you mentioned when we spoke personally about the reference protocol, which with some modifications would be applied for this solution?
You're asking for a hint, folks. You got to figure it out yourself. We spent 4 months on that. Sorry, it's not that easy as you think.
Yeah. So this is actual hint. Okay, I understood. That's your right to keep it.
I mean, this thing actually like in process since the beginning of the April, in case like anyone interested, and it's so yeah. So here we go.
Yes. Okay, so should we finish maybe? Should we wrap up? Thank you for public comments. That's what I hope that's what we deserve, and that's what we expected from you guys. And wish good luck to Mr. Robot to participate in stage 2 contest. And I also want to mention that there are no bad guys and good guys here. So we are collaborating. And since some documentation is not, maybe in sometimes it's not very good, don't hesitate to write personally to Michael and to Nikita. They're open to point you with some sort of small hints to how to use the tooling. And it's not hidden from anybody. It's here, it's open source.
Thank you, guys. Ciao.
Hey, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, folks.